Greetings and bienvenue, Midnight Crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast, and welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
It is snowing for the first time in a while where I live. Can someone post spooky winter green texts?
Taking care of a friend's house while on break from uni. It is a small countryside place with only a couple of dozen people spread out over 20 miles. The nearest civilization is a gas station just off of the highway east of me. After that, it is at least a 40-minute drive to the nearest grocery store. I am writing this as I watch the sun crest just under the trees. It is already around -10 Fahrenheit and has been all day. I would take a picture, but my phone is dead, and the nearest charger is upstairs in my sleeping area, and I am not prepared to make the trek upstairs. I am alone apart from a dog and a female friend sometimes. I am spending my time working on an old truck and reading or playing vidya. The first nights I am not feeling spooked at all. This is not my first time being alone out in the middle of nowhere. It is still pretty warm. It is an old farmhouse. The owner says it is one of the oldest out here. Various parts of the house have been remodeled at different points and in different styles over the last 100 years or so. It is very cobbled together and hodgepodge, especially the newer solutions to the ailments of an aging home. I hole up in the top floor as it is easier to heat. There are 4 other bedrooms and most of my shit is in just one of them. I do not have much with me, but there is this gigantic glass-topped oaken desk. I set up a new 4K monitor and a toaster desktop, speakers, a like-new mattress dragged in from the other room, my clothes, enough food to keep me a couple of weeks at least, one iffy satellite internet connection, and a Mini 14 with 1 full magazine and another 60 or so rounds in a box. It is very cozy. I'm living the dream. It is still warm enough to walk the dog around, and we explore the farm. I am rummaging through the barns and there is not much there. Someone used to work as a plumber, maybe for the locals. The other barn used to store cattle, but the roof is caving in and at night you can hear some of the aluminum roof panels clattering to the ground in sharp gusts of wind. At most, I have to go check on some bump in the night noise that usually ends up being clattering ice, or get woken up by the clattering boom of an aluminum roof panel come crashing down. Sometimes I can hear cars on the distant freeway, but most nights there is nothing but bitter silence. I never know if some yokel might have cracked before me out here and is just waiting to drop a brick on some unsuspecting sleeping college student. I keep my gun loaded and somewhere handy. The first few weeks go by smooth. A little bit of Booney's paranoia, but no major incidents. Christmas is suddenly around the corner. Time for drinking. It is significantly colder than when I first got here. The sun is starting to set, so the wind is picking up. I am sitting outside with my dog. I am nursing a bottle of Jägermeister sitting on the porch studying the animal tracks and watching my dog piss on the various dead plants and bushes. I suddenly hear a thundering truck coming down the road, the first person I have seen all day. It is a tow truck. He drives steadily by. I know he can see me, but I cannot see him in the cab at all. I watch him go by and listen to see if he turns. Nope, he is straight on through and I lose him somewhere in the distance. As I am eyeing the direction he went in, I suddenly see a light just over the treetops. It is kind of like a star. I do not think anything of it as it hangs in the sky, but I watch it for a minute. I start to realize that it is not shaped like an undefined twinkling star, but has a clear egg shape to it. It is not nearly as far away as I thought at first, and it appears to be just over top of the tree line to my southeast. It begins to move, slowly, but then gaining speed, slowly but gaining speed in the direction of the truck. I instantly start making assumptions about it being a drone after having been exposed to drones. It is making no sound and is varying speed. Sometimes it seems to come to a halt as if hovering. Only they would have to be releasing a drone near dusk in uninhabited farmlands in mid-December on a winter night. I still take it as the most likely candidate. Another possible candidate being a misidentified aircraft at a further distance than I am assuming. But then he would have to be turning into me and away from me erratically, so as to appear to hover at times. Whatever it was, as it was about to descend back down into the trees, it stopped moving. It starts flashing various colors and patterns. Red, flash, flash, flash 3 times in a triangle. Blue slowly fading to white, and then white breathing in and out faster and higher in intensity every time. Once it was flashing quickly, it slowly got dimmer and dimmer until I could no longer see it. I am still not sure about what conclusions to draw. I retreat into the house just to be sure some FUD with a drone is not going to come play spy on me and my little bottle of liquor, or whatever it was. I spend some time watching for planes flying in and out of that direction and the kind of noises the planes are making. Even some of the most distant aircraft I see coming from my northwest I can hear in the winter silence. Some time goes by, and after a while I forget about it almost entirely. Christmas rolls around. Darkness comes just after 5 p.m., and I am spending less time in the outer parts of the cold house and more time in the warm core upstairs with my computer. Some weeks go by. I get a visit from an associate of the owner of the house to come check up on me and the farm. It is nice to see a person after so long on a mess of a satellite internet connection, basically crippling my ability to socialize online. After greetings and fraternizing, they ask me how I am holding up. Pretty creepy out here sometimes, I could not stand it. Seems fine to me. They leave me with some supplies, food, toiletries, some winter clothing, a set of tools I ask for. After they leave, I really feel the loneliness set in. At least my dog is here. A little cowardly dog who is not really good for anything. I decide to spend some of my time working on the truck. It is the only vehicle I have and it has some issues, so I might as well spend my free time working on it. I am a little nervous to be out in the middle of nowhere working on a vehicle. I have a sneaking feeling that someone could just walk up to me without me knowing. I always have the dog hanging around in the Mini 14 on a strap somewhere. The linkage plate is totally fucked. The tools end up being basically useless. This sucks. I work on rigging some shit together. I suddenly hear very quietly. It sounds like a woman's voice. I shoot bolt upright, having not heard another person for days. I am trying to figure it out. It sounds like she is singing, but I cannot make out what she is saying. It gets a little louder. I cannot tell where it is coming from at all. The echo makes it seem like it is coming from everywhere all at once. Suddenly silence. My dog had noticed, and now his ears are back looking up to me for guidance. I am sure the look on my face was of no comfort. I go looking around for it. My dog is reluctant to go and tries to hide in the truck. Cowardly dog. I check inside to see if I had left music on somewhere. Everything is dead silent. All I can hear is the heating system slowly purring away. I pack up all my things from outside. I lock myself up back inside. Too cold to work anymore. My dog cannot understand English. I would not be so unnerved if the dog was not confirming all of the things I had heard. It turns out this would become a common pattern to what is driving my fear living here. I might as well fast forward to my current predicament. I didn't realize how long-winded I was being, but as it turns out, I'm insatiably bored and high-strung at the moment. I am no longer staying upstairs. I moved my desktop downstairs to another large desk. There is no bed here, but I will cross that road when I get to it. It is getting dark, and my only light is this TV and some Christmas lights I found. There is something upstairs. It started in the attic, a little door across the hall from me. One night, without warning, a kind of scratching sound. Loud and repetitive scratching, so loud it woke me out of my sleep. Normally, my dog starts barking at a noise before it wakes me up. He is silent. Not only silent, but hiding in a corner. Cowardly dog. It must be some kind of small animal. All I get is fear and bewilderment. Come on, let's go find out. I open the door to listen and size it up. As I do, I hear a kind of huffing noise, like someone scoffing in silence. I am holding still and listening hard to size it up. Suddenly, the door handle starts turning aggressively, intentionally. It is only staying closed because on my side there is a little nail and a hook keeping it shut. I throw something at it. If it is a small animal, it will scamper away at the sound. The sound stops. Dead silence. I get the impression I am being listened to as much as I am doing the listening. A quiet rhythmic tapping like knuckles on wood. Knock, knock, knock. I throw something again. Silence. Some weird animal this is. I go grab the flashlight and the gun. I do not want to put a hole in the house, but fuck it, I want to keep my skin if need be. I go without hesitation. I open the door. Nothing. No signs of animals, no noises, no feces, no holes in the walls or cold drafts, no scampering when I entered. It is clean front to back. The only thing in there is a new-looking safe, probably to keep the owner's recreational drugs when he is living here. I even plopped the dog down in there to have a look around. Nothing. A couple days later, what started only in the night is now happening during the day, no longer just the door handle jiggling. I woke up and found some objects from downstairs sitting in front of my door. Some weird animal this is. I decided today once it started tapping to tap back. I waited until it started again. Knock, knock, knock. After a minute of silence, a quiet knock, knock, knock in return in the same pattern. Instantly spooked. The dog notices I am tapping and stops to listen. I do a more complex pattern with a little swing step, a knocking reply in the same swing step, same exact pattern. The dog looks at me, obviously spooked wide-eyed. He is bounding up on me trying to get me to stop. I continue. We go back and forth, each complex response giving me little starts and shivers. The dog is basically begging me at this point. After a while it stops. I hear this noise, kind of like a high-pitched groan, almost insect-like. It is like it comes out of the air all around me. The dog is experiencing sheer terror. I do as well momentarily. I suddenly get an "I am locked in here with you" feeling. I hear a sudden burst of wailing on the attic door and obvious attempts to open it at the door handle. I am standing at the top of the stairs looking at the door, rifle at the ready. The dog is downstairs hiding. It stops. I start saying things like "stop" out loud. When I do it, responds by jiggling at the door handle. It is unafraid whatever it is. I am currently holed up downstairs. It has been a couple of hours since then. The sun has completely set. I have been hearing thudding around upstairs in the rooms while I have been typing this. These are new sounds. I phoned someone in to come check up on me. If nothing else, a third party can at least alleviate my suspicion that I've just gone insane.
I'm thoroughly chilled anon. Did help ever arrive?
Yes, actually. Getting out of here for a couple of days, I didn't really tell them anything, but I haven't heard anything since. Hopefully, the storm is past.
Snowmageddon, 2010. I am snowed in with 3 feet of snow. The area does not encounter this much snow this often and is fucked. Roads are unplowed. Everyone is walking. I have to walk to McDonald's to get food for my family, as we did not prep. I get to McDonald's and notice there is an awful amount of seagulls and birds out here. I go inside, buy my tenders, 15 double cheeseburgers and McChicken burgers, and get fries. I go back outside, pop me open a burger in the freezing outside and start munching. Seagulls take notice and begin to take flight upon a single call. They swarm overhead, at least 30 of them, swooping down for my burger. I start Fallout 3 jumping through the snow, trying to get away in my panic. I fall, the bag rips, and my burgers spill out. I must sacrifice a few to save myself. I got away after getting bit a few times and chased for almost 30 minutes.
19. Got dumped by my girlfriend. We had been dating since we were 16. Woe is me. My best friend has family problems, so we organize a trip up north to family farm. The farm has been in Dad's side of the family for a few hundred years. It is getting sold in the new year, so me and my best bud are gonna stay there and make a start cleaning it up. Dad, uncles, and Grandpa told me about the place. Weird lights, dangerous animals and animal attacks, crazy house nearby, haunted woods especially, ha-ha. Ha-ha is the ghost of a farmer that haunts a weird stagnant pond area. He used to beat his wife and kids, chase them into the woods, cried out, "Where you goin'?" and was laughing before slipping and cracking his skull on rocks. Now people hear, "Where you goin'?" and laughter in that area. My mum does not want me to go, but my dad says, "Yeah, so long as I take some guns, an emergency satellite phone, and keep my wits about me and take it seriously." Yes, Papa. My best bud and I are solid. I tell him what is what, and he knows the deal. We stock up on supplies, guns in cases in the trunk, satellite phone in my pocket. We head out, driving for days, eventually get there. It is snowy, but not too bad. It is gonna get worse. We get into the house. The place is a hoarder's paradise. Furniture, curios, papers everywhere. We start cleaning up. The first couple of weeks, everything is fine. We hear weird noises from the woods, but we do not go near them. A neighbor and family friend comes to check on us every now and again, talked about the area, and ha-ha. We cleared out the backyard and cut back a lot of overgrowth around the perimeter fence. It starts snowing. We head indoors and keep the fire going. We fell asleep. Wake up. Friend asks if I was up during the night. Nope. He says he heard weird noises outside. We check outside. Branches, planks, and brush we stacked have been tossed around and garbage has been looked through. I think it is a deer or pig or something. We are cleaning it up. There are no animal tracks in sight, but the snow has gone mushy. We start clearing the small barn and open the doors. There is a beat-up old tractor, a bunch of tools and stuff like sheet metal and fence posts. We dig a pit in the backyard and have a redneck fire. Diesel poured on branches and planks in the pit and torched. Friend suggests we drive fence posts and sticks into the ground and make a little post-apocalypse fortified house. Laugh out loud, why not? It takes us a while, but we get it done. A little spiky backyard and some of the trash in the front yard provides pretend cover. We lock up, eat food, and settle for the night with old VHS tapes. Weird noises again outside, like birds screeching but with the occasional really loud scream and pig squealing. I heard ha-ha, or what sounds like ha-ha on a few occasions. Also, gunfire has increased in the area at night. The next few days and nights it is the same deal. We clean up the property during the day, hear funny noises at night. Except for one night. We cleaned out one of the upstairs rooms, old busted bed and cabinets, mad shit like a stuffed lobster, a giant crab fighting a wooden ship. Onto the fire it goes. The fire is still burning outside, but it is late at night. I get carried away and LARPing in my head that we are in a post-apocalypse fortified farmhouse. I peek around the side of the wall and look through the netted curtain out the window. What the fuck? There is something in the distance. I sneak back to the hall and ask my friend to come look. He does, peeks out the window side through the curtain. There is eye shine on the tree line. We watch it as it watches the property, or us maybe. We both struggled to sleep that night. The next morning, the yard is a mess again. Some of the stakes in the ground are tipped over or cracked. Friend is nervous. There are big tracks in the deeper snow. I cannot make them out, but they are bipedal. We break out the guns, a double-barrel shotgun, a Mini 14 and a lever action. We clean up and fix parts of the fence near the woods. All the while I feel like we are being watched. There is a dead silence, a real eerie feeling like two hands are an inch away from my back and are slowly going from my butt to my shoulders. I swear I hear a little girl in the distance, but I am going nowhere near those woods. We set up cans and metal at the barn door. We shoot shit with the guns. Not long after, a couple of the farmers with the family friend drop by acting weird and asking if everything is okay and what is up. I tell them we are just shooting shit. I tell the family friend we saw something weird in the distance the night before. They say it is a rabid wolf, and if we see it again, I have to phone him. I do not believe him, but okay, I will. A few nights later, the snow is much heavier now. We put furniture in front of the doors and settle down. We manage to sleep. The next morning, my friend gives me a shake and asks me if I heard stomping outside last night. Yes. He goes to make coffee. He calls on me. I run downstairs. The kitchen window has mucky finger lines on them and deep prints in the yard leading to the back porch. Fuck this. We go back to the barn, get some more timber and a bit of sheet metal, and lay down the 2 bear traps in the backyard. We barricade ourselves indoors, furniture pushed against doors, and move our stuff upstairs. A week of normality, until one night. I'm struggling to sleep. I peek out the window. There is something crawling in the backyard, a black shape. It comes close to the house. I sneak through and wake my friend. We gently open the window. We hear this horrible noise. Sniffing followed by a break, but it made a noise. Sniff, sniff. Sniff, sniff. It is scaring the shit out of us. My friend gets the 1 million candle strength light from the side of the bed. I shout, "Hey!" Then flip on the torch. The thing runs. It is bipedal and black with black hair on its back and shoulder area. I cannot see the head, it is hunched. Fire the shotgun at it. I hit it, but it is still going. I grab the rifle and am shooting like mad at it. My friend runs to the other window and shoots too. It makes off into the trees. It screams as it enters the forest. A nasty screech scream like two angle grinders colliding. I phone family friend. As I phone him, he is in his truck on his way. The truck pulls up in the driveway. Locals pile out like some militia armed with rifles and shotguns and a couple of dogs. They check the garden and off they go after it. I tell them it was the wolf. The family friend and his wife stay with us. I talk to him on my own and say what I saw. He tells me they know about it and have killed one so far but do not know how many are out there. No luck. My friend and I book into a hotel. My dad and uncles come up to see what is going on. The family friend talks to them. I also chime in, but they listen more to the old man. My uncles and dad stay. My uncles prepped with firearms and knives. No more activity on the property. Strength in numbers, maybe. Regardless, there was no more activity on our property and we sold the farm as soon as we could.
I have one that I'm still at a loss as to what happened. This was 4 years ago in rural Indiana. I am at a small party at a friend's uncle's house he is house-sitting for. 4 of us there. Everyone is getting fucked up. I decide to stay sober just in case we need to go somewhere. My friend's grandma just died in the bathroom. I find out the house has been in the family since the 1800s. There is a small family cemetery 500 feet away from the house by the barn. We are both interested in the paranormal because we are bored. Time to investigate. We call out his grandma from the house. Nothing happened. Best bet is to try the newly renovated barn next to the cemetery. We go outside to find 3 inches of snow and more coming. Inside the barn, we start calling out for someone to show themselves. No answer. All right, fuck you. I call ghosts the worst names I can think of. My friend does not say anything. I heard some weird creaks in the hayloft. My friend leaves, putting me alone. I wait and hear what sounds like large footsteps from above. Nope.jpg. Everyone comes out for a cigarette. The back door where we smoke is positioned to where you cannot see the front yard. See pic. I see a light coming from the front yard. My friends think it is the other friend's dad. The light turns on and off several times. Everyone runs inside. I stay out to finish my smoke. I try the door. They locked it. The light turns on. 1, 2, 3 and off. 1, 2, 3 and on. It stays on. K. I go check it out. The motion sensor light is on. No car in the driveway. I go inside and tell my friend the motion sensor light is turning on and off. He is confused. He tells me there is no motion sensor light outside. He says it is on a switch on the patio. We go check it out. No footprints anywhere around the house. The switch is flipped to on. We flip it off again. The rest of the night is uneventful.
Be me, 9 years old, live in Nowhere, Pennsylvania. There is a massive fucking blizzard in the first winter up there. The blizzard hits. We did not have heaters. So my stepmom makes my siblings and I sleep in the same bed for warmth. After a brief skirmish, I get the short end of the stick and have to sleep on the outside of the bed. 2 a.m. and I wake up hearing creaking. I open my eyes and hear a creaking coming from the basement steps, and then to the normal staircase, and then in the hallway. I squint my eyes to avoid letting this thing know I am awake. By that point, my grandpa had let me watch 10 horror movies behind my parents' back. I knew how that shit worked. I can barely make out whatever this thing was. It looked like a woman, but with a really torn and disheveled dress. Its breathing is all raspy and sore, but its eyes looked like two silver dots. The thing is just staring at us in bed and then creaks back downstairs to the basement. The next day I ask my brother, "Did stepmom get up to do something last night?" He says, "Nah, she was there. Her boobs were pressing against my back. I could not sleep properly." Freakout.jpg. The next night it comes back. Instead of watching us from the hallway, it walks up and starts to put its hand on my forehead. Ice fucking cold. I'm trying my best to not start screaming my head off, but it just stayed like that for an hour. The thing finally goes back into the basement. My dad comes home from work the next day with a bunch of heaters. The thing never came back that blizzard. I got my own room that year and closed my door every night. The next few blizzards in that house, I heard the creaking outside of my door again.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel, as more Greentexts will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.